When I was a very young man, I spent most of my teens in an area of the world where human misery and want are very visible, where man has reached perhaps the lowest states of degradation. And a young man moving into that scene begins to ask the question, why? Why all this? Why? What is this? What depths can man fall to? And what is he anyway? And I began to ask this question, what is man?
God chose you to do something very specific. Through you, for you, by Him.
We want life to mean something.
I'm going to go for it. I can't get it on my own. So God, I'm going to pursue you. I'm going to learn your voice. I'm going to study your word. And I'm going to connect with something bigger, better, greater than I could be.
You can't sell bread for a nickel a loaf when it costs 50 cents a loaf to bake. You can't give people a ride on a subway for 3 cents a person when it costs $3.50 per person to run the subway. Eventually, it just doesn't work anymore. You can't repair things. You can't supply things.
Forget the money. Because if you say that getting the money is the most important thing, you will spend your life completely wasting your time. You'll be doing things you don't like doing in order to go on living, that is, to go on doing things you don't like doing, which is stupid.
Well, it's not so much a religion as it is a way of behaving.
That God has promised a promised land. That God has promised and made a promise that you and I in Christ were recipients of that promise. God has chosen you.
What we want is to control everything. To create girls that don't grow old, apples that don't rot, clothes that never wear out.
The utopia does not mean immortality, nor does it mean perfection. So in utopia, people are still going to get sick and die. Tragedy and pain still exist in utopia.
See, what we're doing is we're bringing up children and educating to live the same sort of lives we're living, in order that they may justify themselves and find satisfaction in life by bringing up their children, to bring up their children to do the same thing. So it's all retch and no vomit. It never gets there.
And my conclusions were that man, regardless of his state of culture and so forth, was essentially the same. He was a spiritual being. And he was a spiritual being that was pulled down to the material, the fleshly interests, to an interplay in life that was, in fact, too great for him to confront. And I concluded finally that he needed a hand.